My name is Tanny and I love to cook. Today we're going to make one of my favorite dishes. Crab legs. But actually we're going to make a seafood boil, but it's not going to be your usual seafood boil, so let's get to cooking. So what we're going to do different for this seafood boil is I'm actually going to cook it in my air fryer. That black thing back in the corner there that you see me use on a lot of my videos. It's really convenient and I love it. So the reason I like to use my air fryer for my seafood, particularly crab legs, is because you'll notice the snow crab legs that we get from the grocery store come frozen. They're already nice and red because they've already been cooked. So when the fishermen catch them on the boat, they flash cook them and then freeze them. So when you actually boil these in water, it's really easy to overcook them and the meat gets mushy and it's also not as sweet. So I actually prefer to roast mine in the oven or air fry it. So that's what we're going to do today. So I have corn, potatoes, and sausage. And what we're going to do with this boil to make it extra flavorful is we're going to marinate our crab legs in this delicious marinade that doesn't include butter. But I promise you, when this boil cooks, it's going to taste like we had butter in it. So let's get to cooking. So for this seafood boil, we're actually going to make it in the air fryer. And what I have are my potatoes that are already washed. I have my turkey Polish kielbasa, and I have 1 piece of corn, because this is a small boil, and I have 3 clusters of snow crab. So you can make it bigger for more people. And basically what we're going to do, also I need to get my onion powder and garlic powder. Okay, these things I'm gonna use. If you like heavier, I also do use parsley after the fact as a garnish. So to get started, basically what we're gonna do is I need to cut up my potatoes and my corn. So these are already washed. And the reason I'm cutting my potatoes, let me move the crab out of the way. Matter of fact, I'll just stick the crab here. This is already one of my roasted bags that I like to use so much. And then I'm just going to cut my potatoes into smaller pieces so that they cook more evenly and quicker in the air fryer. So, that one doesn't look good on the inside. Let's try this one. Yeah, that looks better. So, maybe I'll just be having 1 potato in this boil. So I want nice sized chunks, but not too skinny or small. And what I'm gonna do is, can I cut out the back part? Yeah, I think that'll work. No sense in wasting a whole potato. Oh, let that piece go. Okay, so you want them evenly sized as much as possible so that they'll cook evenly as well. But it doesn't have to be precise. So I'm gonna toss them in the bag with my crabs. And basically we want every part of this boil to be marinated. And you don't have to marinate it long. Usually I don't marinate seafood long. So a couple of hours will do. And now I'm just gonna open up my 1 piece of corn. Oh, look at this. Fresh corn cooks better in the air fryer. If you have frozen, you can certainly use that, but the timing might be a little different. Oh, that is so pretty. I love the husk of corn. I'm actually growing corn in my garden this year. I'm growing peaches and cream, which is also a bicolored corn like the one I have here. It's some white and some yellow. So let me just cut off all the tassels. And actually, I think I'm gonna cut this into 2 pieces. Ooh, that cut so easily. And then let me just cut off. You want to watch your fingers when you're cutting corn. And so what I'm going to do now is just wash it off. Can you see me? Corn washing. And I'm dropping those into my bag as well. Did I get some tassels in here? And then the last thing I'm going to cut up is my sausage. I'm not going to use all of this. And it's okay, typically we don't marinate meat with vegetables or anything else, But because my sausage is smoked, maybe I will keep my sausage separate. No, it's all gonna cook together though. Okay, wait a minute, let me figure out what I'm gonna do. Am I gonna put my sausage in here with my potatoes? Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut up my sausage and I'm not gonna marinate it. So I'm just gonna put it in a bowl and I'm gonna throw it into my air fryer at the time that I cook my vegetables, because I'm gonna cook the vegetables first. And just on a meat safety standard, I wanna make sure that my vegetables are fully cooked, the meat is fully cooked, and there's no cross-contamination with meat juices and the veggie juices not being properly cooked to the proper temperature. So, I'm just gonna cut my sausages into kind of big chunks. Maybe I'll do half. Doesn't actually look like that much. I need a little bit more than half. Okay, so I have my sausage, and we'll just leave that in the bowl. We'll do that separately. So now that I have my seafood in a bag, what I'm gonna do is add my oil. Now you can add olive oil. I'm using grapeseed oil, but you want an oil that has a neutral flavor. You can get a tablespoon and measure this out, but I'm just gonna use my cap to put a few capfuls in it. Basically, we just want everything to be sufficiently covered, but it doesn't have to be drowning. So 3 or 4 tablespoons for the amount of seafood I have looks about right. I'm also gonna add a couple of squirts of lemon juice. And then next I'm gonna add my seasonings. So my onion powder, garlic powder. You could add lemon pepper if you want for the extra zest. I don't tend to add pepper with my crab legs because I don't want to overpower. And basically, we're just gonna make sure, you know what, I'm gonna add a little bit more oil since this is a marinade. It's okay if it swims in a little bit of juice. And because I added more oil, I'm gonna add more lemon. Don't put lemon pepper, actually I think I do, but that I like. Okay, I just had to find it. I have a couple of different lemon peppers, but this one is my favorite. This is the Kingsford lemon pepper made by Badia. It has an extra kick of citrus in it. So, not too much, because again, it does have pepper in it. I'm gonna mix it up, put it in my bowl, and then we're just gonna let this sit for 30 minutes to an hour, and then we'll come back and put it all in the air fryer. I love seafood. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite type of seafood? Do you like fish better or shellfish? Do you like crab, lobster, mussels? I actually love all of it, but I can't eat shrimp anymore because I'm allergic. And my bag is leaking a little bit, but that's okay because we have it in this bowl. So we're just gonna make sure so everything is mixed up and has some oil on it. And there we go. That's the final look for our marinating seafood. This is how it looks coming out of the refrigerator. And our sausage is separate. I'm talking up a storm in this clip and don't have a single microphone on. So what I'm saying is we're gonna set the air fryer to cook at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. The corn goes in first because it takes the longest to cook. We're gonna cook it for 3 or 4 minutes and then add in our cut red potatoes. The potatoes will cook for an additional 8 minutes. And that will mean our corn will have been cooking for about 12 minutes by this time, and you can see it starting to char up and cook. And we're going to make sure that the oil from the marinade is sufficiently on it, and that's what we have here. Okay, so our sausage has been cooking for 4 minutes, so let's take a look. Looks good. I'm going to take my fork and pierce a potato, and it looks nice and tender. Ooh, it's a nice color on sides. I took out my spray in case I needed to spray it some more, but it looks pretty good. Let's just add a little bit on the potatoes to be sure. And lastly, we're going to add in our crab legs. I'm only adding 2 clusters. Okay, the air fryer finished. Let's take a look and see how it looks. Ooh, awesome. This is the delicious seafood boil in the air fryer. Pretty awesome, right? So the crab legs only cook for 3 or 4 minutes because we're just heating them up because they're pre-cooked when we buy them from the store frozen. So this total process took just under 20 minutes from the time we put in our corn to the time that the crab legs was finished. A quick and easy and impressive meal, if I do say so. I added a delicious brown butter sauce that I make for my seafood that is absolutely out of this world. I'll show it to you in a future video if you want to see it. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.